Imagine waking up 50,000 years ago. No alarm, no glowing phone, no artificial light, refrigerator, or warm bed waiting for you. You wake to the gray light of dawn, surrounded by a small group sleeping on animal skins and dried grass beside the dying embers of a fire. There is no breakfast waiting for you. Your first thought is simple: find enough energy to survive the day. In the Pleistocene world, calories were more valuable than money, and getting them was practically a full-time job. For a long time, researchers imagined ancient humans spending every waking hour desperately searching for food, but ancient campsites reveal something far more organized. Their days followed routines shaped by the seasons, the landscape, and the needs of the group. You would step out of a rock shelter into the morning mist and walk with your people into the wilderness. Every footprint, crushed leaf, broken twig, and change in the wind could tell you something. Tracking an animal was like using an ancient GPS. It required intense focus and an incredible knowledge of the world around you. You would scan the horizon, smell the wind for rain or predators, and listen carefully through the constant noise of birds and rustling leaves. Every sound mattered. One unusual crack of a branch could mean food was nearby, or that something was hunting you. You would watch footprints in the mud, broken branches, disturbed grass, and even changes in the wind to understand what had passed through the area. Survival wasn't about blindly wandering through the wilderness. It was about reading it, remembering it, and knowing what every small sign could mean. We often picture ancient humans as fearless hunters chasing mammoths with primitive spears, but the reality was far more balanced. Gatherers were just as important. Men and women searched the landscape for roots, berries, nuts, fish, and edible plants, knowing which ones were ripe, poisonous, or useful as medicine. A hidden beehive could be worth more than almost anything. Before candy and soda existed, honey was nature's pure energy source. Chemical evidence from ancient teeth and bones also shows that many hunter-gatherers had surprisingly diverse diets. But then researchers discovered something even more surprising. Ancient humans probably didn't spend every hour hunting and gathering. Studies of modern hunter-gatherer societies suggest that securing food could take only around 3 to 5 hours a day. There were no 40-hour work weeks, commutes, office deadlines, or endless schedules. Once the food was secured, a large part of the day remained completely free. So what did they do with that time? Imagine the midday sun climbing overhead. The group retreats into the shade of a massive rock shelter, their version of a living room. Instead of scrolling through a phone, they worked with stone. One person sits in the dirt, holding a smooth cobble in one hand and a heavy hammerstone in the other. With each precise strike, a sharp flake breaks away. Again and again. This was flint knapping. The ancient skill of turning ordinary rocks into tools for survival. It looked simple until you tried it yourself. Creating a useful stone tool required incredible precision. Archaeologists have found tools at places like Olduvai Gorge in Africa dating back millions of years. These weren't random rocks picked up from the ground. They were carefully shaped tools designed for specific jobs. Making a proper hand axe meant striking the stone at exactly the right angle with exactly the right force. One wrong strike could shatter the stone and force you to start again. But while they worked, they also talked, laughed, and gossiped. This quiet afternoon time was when they repaired hunting equipment, carved wooden spears, shaped stone tools, and carefully prepared animal hides for clothing and shelter. Children could learn by watching the adults, while others shared stories and knowledge about the land. Survival was important, but it wasn't the only thing occupying their minds. Sometimes they simply sat together, talked about their day, and created things. Not because they had to, but because humans have always needed more than just food to survive. Deep inside caves across Europe and Indonesia, archaeologists have discovered paintings of horses, bison, and human hands. Elsewhere, they have found ancient flutes carved from bird bones. Why would people supposedly living in a constant struggle for survival spend precious time making music and painting in dark caves? Because they weren't mindless survivors. They imagined, created, socialized, and wanted to leave something behind. In many ways, they were doing exactly what we still do today. As the afternoon fades, everything changes. The temperature drops, the wind grows louder, and the greatest fear of the ancient world approaches: night. Without artificial light, darkness meant danger. Predators could move unseen through the trees, insects filled the air, and even a familiar path could become impossible to navigate. For countless generations, humans had to find shelter, stay close to one another, and remain alert until the sun finally returned. The simple act of surviving the night could be as important as finding food during the day. Then something changed human history forever. Humans learned to control fire. Imagine sitting beside one of the first roaring campfires, feeling its intense heat push back the cold while its orange glow drives away the darkness. Thick smoke keeps insects away, while cooked meat and plants become softer, safer, and easier to digest. Fire gave humans protection, warmth, and access to more energy from their food. It wasn't just another tool, it transformed the way humans lived, allowing them to survive in colder environments and remain active long after sunset. But fire also gave humans something they had never truly had before: extra time. The sun was gone, but the day didn't have to end. The entire group could gather around the flames, eat together, repair tools, talk, laugh, and share what had happened during the day. The campfire became their television, their social space, and their meeting place all at once. Before fire, darkness largely ended the day. After fire, the night came alive. For the first time, humans could use the darkness not just to survive, but to connect with one another. Imagine sitting around that fire with your family, watching the flames reflect in their eyes. Someone begins telling the story of the hunt. They exaggerate how close the leopard came, mimic the animals with their hands, and cast giant shadows against the cave wall. Everyone listens. Anthropologists believe moments like these helped shape human language and culture. Fire didn't just give humans warmth and cooked food, it gave them time to talk, imagine, and connect. They weren't only sharing food anymore. They were sharing ideas and building a world together. Eventually, the fire burns down to glowing red coals, and the stories fade into silence. The tribe settles into animal skins and dried grass, huddling together for warmth. Above them, the night sky is untouched by city lights, filled with countless stars. The wind moves through the trees, and somewhere in the darkness, a wolf howls. You close your eyes knowing tomorrow will begin the same way. You will wake hungry. You will track. You will gather. You will return to the fire. You will survive. And when you look closely at what ancient humans did all day, they don't seem so different from us. We still gather around tables to eat, talk, laugh, and gossip. We still feel strangely calm when we watch a fire. Our smartphones, cars, skyscrapers, and modern clothes are simply newer tools protecting us from the same world our ancestors once faced. Beneath all that technology, the basic human instincts remain. The world changed, we changed, but maybe the ancient world never really disappeared. Maybe a small part of it is still living inside you.